Hello and welcome to another episode of Excel Learning Tutorial with Syed. In this episode, we will talk about index and match formula in Excel. Using the combination of these two formulas, we can do incredible things, such as making our lookups dynamic. We will check that out in a moment. To follow along with me, please click on the link in the video description to download a working copy of this workbook. On this book, I have three data sheets. First one is See It, that is where I will demonstrate. Second is Do It, that is for you to practice. And finally, I have data set that I will use in this video. In this data set, I want to extract region and country information using these employee IDs. I can do that using VLOOKUP. That sounds pretty fair, but if I look at my data set, my region information is in column A, whereas my employee ID is in column F. As far as I know, VLOOKUP works from left to right. So if the information, that is the returning information, is falling on the left side of the lookup value column, VLOOKUP may not function. In situations like this, we can use XLOOKUP. However, if you do not have the latest version of Excel, you may not have access to that function. So in situations like this, we can use a combo of index and match formula in Excel. Let me show you how we can do it using these two formulas. First, let me tell you about match function. The match function is going to get me a position of any given value from a specific row or a column. In this case, I am trying to find out the position of these employee IDs in column F. To do that, I will write my match function in column D. This is just to explain you how match function works. You do not require to write it in a separate column. So here I will go ahead and type in match function, and the first argument that I need to pass is lookup value. This is what I want to look. Lookup array. Where do I want to look? So I want to look in the data set sheet in the column F. What should be the information like? Should it be less than, exact, or greater than? In my situation, 0 sounds pretty accurate because it should be an exact match. 0, close the bracket and press enter. That is where this employee ID is. That is row number 11. If I drag this down, I will be able to get the positions of other employee IDs. Now using these positions, I will get the value of region for this employee ID with the help of index function. Let me show you how. I will go ahead and start typing in index function here. The first argument that is required by index function is the array of information. Where is the information? It's here in the data set. So I want the entire data set to be highlighted, that is column A to H. Now before I go back to my C8 sheet, remember the column number where my region is. It is in column 1. Just keep that in mind. Now for the row number information, I will go ahead and pass this information. That is my row number. Finally, what column information should the index function get? I want it to return the value from column 1. Now close the bracket. Before I press enter, let me tell you what's happening here. Index function is looking in the entire data set from column A to column H here. And then it is looking for the row number. What row number should index function return the information from? I am asking index function to return the information from row number 11. Okay, I have the row number, but from which column? I want the value of column 1 from row 11 to be returned. That is what index function is doing here. It is returning the value of row 11 from column 1. For this employee ID, it is region South. Let me go ahead and check that out to confirm. I will check here and it is South. There we go. Now if I go ahead and drag this down, it's going to get me all that information. Now let us try the index and match formula in Excel for extracting values from country column. Let's do that here. This time I'm not going to write the match function separately. I'll write it inside the same cell with the index function. So I am going to start with index function. What is the first part? That is array. So I am going to ask index function to check out this array, and in the second argument where the row number is required, I will start typing in the match function. In the match function, what is the lookup value? I want to look for the employee ID. Where should the match function look for that? It should look for that value in column F of data set, comma, it should be an exact match, close the bracket. Now, once that value is located, I want the value to be returned from column 2 because that is where my country information is. I'll close the bracket and press enter. There we go. I now have the country information. I can simply drag this down and it will get me the information for countries for all other employees. So this is how we are able to use the combo of index and match formula in Excel and look up data in a different way. I request you to practice as much as you can. The more you practice, the more you will retain. In the next episode, we will explore more dimensions of index and match formula in Excel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and click that little bell icon to enable notifications. Thank you and have a very lovely day. See you soon.